This 12-session series is designed for Christian leaders to rally their churches and ministry groups to join a national restoration movement. We're praying to redeem our nation to its created purpose as one nation under God. We're facing similar times as when American colonial pastors realized that, though they would normally be loyal to their governing British authorities, there came a time that these authorities led them away from God's purposes. They needed to rally the believers to return to their Judeo-Christian foundational principles to govern all areas of society. In 1775, Patrick Henry spoke, "Give me liberty or give me death," to arouse the Second Virginia Convention to arms against the tyranny of Great Britain. He declared, "We have done everything that we can to avert the storm that is now coming upon us, and we must now act." American colonists had been forced to endure taxation without representation, searches and seizures without probable cause, and confiscation of firearms. The Declaration of Independence was written as a proclamation of their reasons for separating from England. The founders saw the offenses listed as more than isolated wrongs. They saw it as part of a predetermined plan to take away the religious liberties and reestablish the Church of England to rule over their hearts and souls, thus enslaving the colonies. It was the churches that became the primary source that stirred the fires of liberty. The churches understood that the English government was usurping their God-given rights, and the king and parliament were violating the laws of God. Colonists saw this as a sacred duty. They rallied a grassroots movement to call their congregations to stand up for righteousness. Ministers gave patriotic sermons and rallied a slogan, "No king, but King Jesus." They knew obedience to God's law was their supreme responsibility. In Acts 5:29, when the apostles were told by the Sanhedrin to stop preaching that Jesus Christ has risen from the dead, Peter boldly asserted, "We ought to obey God rather than men." Believers became revolutionists, willing to stand on the word over unjust authority. When civil government fails, primary allegiance has to be God. In Ecclesiastes, it says that there is a time and a season for everything. What season is it today? What should the pastors do today? We can begin by educating congregations of the godly foundations of our nation. We must also take our place as the righteous remnant who are to secure the blessing and protection of God over America by our obedience to Him and His Word. This set is a collection of 12 righteous keys to turn the nation back to God. Join the prayer force for the well-being of the nation. Remember our heritage. Repent of falling away and return to God's redemptive purposes for America.